I'm here with the Blessed Madonna, one of the biggest artists today at Fauna Primavera. Welcome to Chile. How are you?
Oh, I'm so good. Thank you for having me. Buenos dias.
Thank you. I want to know, what are your first impressions here in South America, in Chile?
Well, I have to say, in the whole wide world, South America is my favorite place to play.
Really?
It is, yeah. And it's been really interesting since COVID, because so much that what I did was online. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of information about who was watching, and a lot of the things that people were watching and listening to, it was South America being the same as the whole rest of the world.
Whoa.
Which is just amazing. And so when I knew I was coming here, you really know something's going to happen when all of a sudden all your direct messages are in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And it's just so touching to me. It really is. Like, I'm just so grateful to be here.
Uh-huh. And have you heard anything about our country or the
I've been here before.
Scene? Yeah.
I have.
When did you?
So I came here with Circo Loco before
okay.
COVID. I have. And
what year was that?
oh my gosh, maybe 2018.
Oh, okay.
2019.
Just before COVID.
Just
and
before
the pandemic,
COVID.
Everything. Uh-huh.
But in general, with South America, I run a studio. My studio partner at Godspeed Studios in London is Argentinian, and half of the people that come through are from South America because of him. So I feel a real closeness, and just it feels like a second home.
Uh-huh. Yesterday you posted an image on your Instagram where you were laying on the floor and you said, South America, we did it. The trip was exhausting.
Yeah.
How was it?
You know, I'm lucky there was a direct flight from London, but it was 15 hours long. So by the time I got back, I was a different kind of tired. I was really, really, really exhausted. But I seem to have slept well, and I don't feel any jet lag today. I feel good.
That's cool. And last night you were at the after party. Can you tell me about it? How was it?
It was wonderful. It was absolutely packed. The beautiful dancers. You know, you're in the right place when you're playing and you look down and you see a space on the dance floor and you realize it's not because nobody's there, but it's because somebody is voguing on the ground.
Amazing.
I was like, oh, I want to give these kids whatever they want. I am your mother. I'm like, whatever you want, baby.
And I want to know, how do you choose the set list? Or it depends on your mood, or it depends on the context, the people?
It does depend a little bit on context, but I don't actually plan much.
Oh, okay. Do you decide at the moment?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I'll kind of make a general, like, okay, here's 6 hours worth of stuff, but I have a weird brain thing where I can remember where every record basically that I've ever heard is on a drive. I don't use anything to really organize it other than my brain.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, you know, of course I don't know where my house keys are, but I can tell you exactly where whatever random record from 1975 is. So I try to be agile, and so much of what it is my job to do is not just to be listened to, but to listen to people and to look at them and to connect with them. You know, and you just
I think it's really beautiful to connect with people who is from another country, from another culture.
And it happens everywhere. There's no part of this world that I've been in, and I've been to places that, you know, I'm a country girl. I'm not from anywhere nice.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from like nowhere. That said, there's no part of the world that I've been in that you cannot talk directly through this music, and those connections and the eye contact and all of that. It's amazing how you can just go straight heart to heart with people.
Many people discovered you after the collaborative album with Dua Lipa. How important was that album in your career?
It was a total life changer. I mean, at the time, we were in COVID. We had no idea when it was going to stop. I mean, it hasn't stopped. There's still COVID. But we did not know, if it would be 6 months or 6 years or what it would be. And I have asthma, so I wasn't allowed to leave the house at all for over a year. And this beautiful gift dropped into my life, and I did everything in my studio upstairs in my house in my pajamas. And it was an incredible thing. I already knew Dua because I had done a remix for her and Silk City. And I knew that she was, a lovely person. We had been in this great gay club that happens in Glastonbury. It's just phenomenal, called New York City Down Low. And so I knew she knew what was up. And we just decided to go for it. And she's been lovely to me. And I have to say, you sort of imagine before you deal with pop music that maybe people are not nice or they're not as smart as they seem, or that it's a whole team of people putting them together and telling them what to do and who to be. But Dua is just that smart, and she's that nice.
It was an incredible collaboration.
Thank you. It was a bit controversial at the time.
Yeah, I know. I read some messages from people online.
Yeah, but
a lot of critics, but
I have to say, I might have been early, but I wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There were people who didn't understand the language of house culture that was there, who wouldn't know what the percolator was or whatever, those kinds of things. Fast forward to now and you see somebody like Beyonce on the Renaissance tour, and it's her love letter to gay house culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfect. It's a life-changing moment for pop music and for underground dance music.
Yeah.
And Beyonce did it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, when I see that, it's the fulfillment of anything that I could have hoped for when we were working on Club Future Nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's better than anything I'll ever do in my life, but I am pleased and delighted to see someone like that, and like Dua and other people who really love house music, work incredibly inside of that. And for people in the underground, like Mike Q, like Kevin Aviance, like Honey Dijon, all of those people who are my heroes and heroines since the dawn of time, to see them getting their shine and respect, and most importantly, maybe their paychecks. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. And if what we did with Club Future Nostalgia could be even the tiniest little brick on the road that led to a world where those kinds of people can get their flowers today, then I am blessed.
Uh-huh. And in this post-pandemic world, what is the role of music and dance music when we were on a time where we can't go to concerts or to parties? How do you think is now the music scene?
Well, I think there is a kind of rush towards it.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of people who turned 18 during lockdown who were so desperate for connection and also to explore this thing that they had only interacted with through the internet. But like anything else, there are historical reference points for it, and we've had pandemics before. And I don't think it's a giant shock that we had the Spanish flu not too long before jazz really exploded in the United States. All of those things, we're always in dialogue with history.
Mm-hmm. Another question is that you're renowned for your outspoken views of LGBTQ community and rights and gender inclusivity. How important is for you to talk about this topic through your music, through your shows, and even on your social media?
Oh, well, I think it's important that everybody talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we live in a time of rising fascism.
Yes.
Straight up. And
in Latin America, here.
Oh, and even in London, where people that you would think would be allies are still aggressive towards trans people, you know, there's a whole bunch of 50-year-old women in London who are very confused about what it means to be trans and who have somehow lost their way and are aligning more with on the topic of gender with the far right. And this is nothing new. We have seen this. We have been here before. You know, we know what happened in the Weimar Republic. We know what happened. None of these things are mysteries. We have got to be not just outspoken, but proactive. We have got to be revolutionary when the time comes for it, because these people will kill people. And it is not a joke. It is not, it disturbs me that people talk about queer life in abstraction when queer life is people. Anytime that you start to abstract a people into a set of ideas, it is a one-way ticket to nowhere good. So it's important that everyone educate themselves. If you don't know a trans person, meet one in real life. It is a lot harder to talk about them like ideas. Meet a parent of a trans child and understand the difficulties that they're going through. There is no excuse. We live in that world, and to do anything less than that is not just lazy, it's shameful.
It's really important, the visibility and representation in music also.
Absolutely. There are a lot of people that I fear are about to wake up on the wrong side of history, and I feel ashamed for them, but also grateful that that God didn't make me like whatever they are.
Can I ask you one last question?
Anything.
Can you give a message to the trans community here in Chile?
I can. My first message to you is that I love you, and I see you, and I'm with you, and your pain is my pain, and I don't know what's going to happen next, but I can promise you that anyone that comes for you is going to have to go through me first.
Thank you so much for your time and for that message.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti.
Thank you.
Have a great time now at your show.
How could I not? Thank you.